here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:23, and if you're drunk and tattooed, watch out. Snakes are just everywhere. They're going to come out leaping out of the woods, biting you. Joining us in studio this morning from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, we have the Board of Directors President, Jason Garcia, and Amy McVay-Tellez, Executive Director, back as well. Good morning, guys.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
Doing great.
We're good.
Good?
Good.
Hot enough for you?
Hey, I can handle this right now. It's all
I
good.
think today's the high, right?
Yeah.
And then we're on the downhill.
We're shooting for it. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, this is our apex.
That's right.
But the downhill side of the mountain ain't exactly like a steep slope. It's like it's a gentle glide down there. So.
Well, I got all the yard work done yesterday. So we're
Hey.
good.
And that's the thing. He's like, I'm going to get up early. Great. It's almost 80 at 7 o'clock in the morning.
I know.
Hey, when you're up in the rafters, when it gets over 100, it's just like,
You know what? You want to get up early? Try 2 a.m. because it's like in the 60s there. It's pretty comfortable.
doing yard work in the middle of the night or whatever.
Yeah. Fortunately, the museum, the J.P. White House, has been modernized a little bit. It does have some air conditioning abilities.
Thank you,
Thank goodness. Imagine living in the J.P. White House at 108 in the turn of the century here, back in the 1900s.
Yeah, well,
there.
that's true. But although they weren't exactly roughing it either.
Yeah, they were. That would be. Yeah, that's not exactly like the low rent house of the place. That was the higher end of society. So they probably had some kind of air circuit. But if you look, all joking aside, if you look at that house and other houses of that period, that's why they have the more flowing doors and windows.
Right,
It's
yep.
great because there wasn't air conditioning. It was to make the house cooler.
Yeah, they have some really cool features in there that were, I guess, not afforded to everybody in town.
Exactly
That's
true. Yeah, that's
The class.
that. Yeah, you're looking at the upper crust of living
That's true.
in Roswell
That's
at that
the
time.
jaw-dropping moment in the fourth
Yeah.
grade school tours when everybody looks around for the air conditioning
Yeah.
and they realize, they're like,
And everyone's like, "Man, this is rusty." You're like, "Are you kidding? This is fancy."
It's so cool to see the kids' expressions and just their epiphany that this is what it was like.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. They just think it's like, well, how come there's no Nintendo or no plug-in for? Where's the phone lines
What's
at?
the Wi-Fi password?
Yeah. What's the Wi-Fi password back then?
I think that's one of the ooh la la moments. It really is.
Yeah.
When the no pun intended, but when the light bulb literally came on for the first time. Well, and many didn't have it. And when you make those connections with kids, that's when you really do get them excited.
Absolutely. That's kind of like with the fourth grade tours, and hopefully next year we'll have them in the more traditional fashion. But when you're teaching them how to make butter and stuff like that, that's giving them that perspective that hey, everything just doesn't come from the store, but B, this is all history through that can of soda that you just take for granted out of the store. There's a whole history of that, how it's got there, and that's history, man. That's everything.
That's like the icebox mentality when they realize that there was not electricity and it was only the icebox. It's like.
Yeah.
The icebox. That'll get you.
You mean a guy delivered ice and stuck it in a box for you?
That's only in and you get this all the time. That's only in Frozen. That's only you can't fathom that it's real.
Do they still do the milkman in cartoons? Because how do they explain that one off?
That's right. Literally, they always think, "Oh, that's just a joke." No, there really wasn't.
Yeah. Although I ain't gonna lie, I wish we'd go back to glass bottles with milk. Wouldn't that be kind of nice, like glass bottles?
Oh, talking about milk, I hope Kay Whitefoot's listening. Hi, Kay.
Maybe we should Maybe we should get with the dairy producers. We'll do a collector's edition milk glass milk collection.
Come on, Charlie, if you're listening, we need to make that happen.
I think so. I like it. I like that.
We would. It'd be really cool.
But in the meantime,
before we go any further, Mike, let's say this. Fourth grade challenge, if you're listening, some things happen with the school, and it's hard with everything going on. We didn't really... If you have a fourth grader and you're listening, or no fourth graders, you call the museum at 622-8333. We will make arrangements to give you a personal fourth grade school challenge. You could bring your family to get a tour, and you could get the fourth grade school challenge. What does that mean? I don't know. You're going to have to call and find out. But I will say, if you comply with the fourth grade challenge, you will get a gift, and you can come back with your family and get that. So call 622-8333 to find out what the fourth grade school tour challenge is. In the meantime, you don't have to be a fourth grader to get preferential treatment, and we are excited to give private tours. So if you need that tour, we are open by appointment for the museum and the archives. Friendly reminder, I know they're doing an appointment today for some research.
Yeah.
So if you need museum tour, if you don't need it, you just want it. You don't have to need it. That's a want, right?
If you
That's
need it and
well,
want it.
maybe it is. Maybe you need and want. That's true.
Some
that is
people,
true.
you
Call
know,
the
they've been
museum.
itching.
Yep,
Hey, get out of the house.
622-8333. If you have a hard time, I know somebody was calling to do research, had a hard time getting in touch with me. Call my cell phone at 575-915-4471.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're having a lot of fun.
Yeah, even though the museums, like you said here, but the museum is not doing it the way it normally has been doing, it's still open. Like, yes, you just, if you call, maybe give us a day notice. If you'd like to get a museum tour, personalized tour, it's actually an upgrade.
It's a bonus.
It's
It
an upgrade
really
package.
is.
Like this would normally
it
be,
is.
something when we schmooze people with. Now everybody gets it, right? So,
It is true, and there's no charge. I mean, just make a donation and you'll get a private tour.
Yeah.
And our individuals are amazing. They're trained and will really, and they really, they don't just do it. They love doing it,
right.
and that's a reflection.
Yeah. And pro tip, when you all get in the house, look in the shelves, look in the cabinets. That's half the history right there, is looking at the products and stuff. And with these personalized tours, I mean, you get to kind of take the deeper dive into some of this stuff.
I've given tours, but I really enjoy receiving a tour too, because I learned something every time I go through there.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, and Jason was amazing because he had family in and the whole family came. See, that's what we need. When you bring family into town,
Mm-hmm.
and how many times do we hear this? There's not much to do in Roswell. Well, we've talked about that how many times on the air. But do what Jason Garcia did, bring the whole family.
Absolutely.
Give us a call. Give us a little bit of an advance.
Sure.
And bring the whole family.
Yeah, especially with
can learn
UFO
together.
Festival and all that coming up here in a few weeks. If you got family and friends coming in for that, beat some of the traffic and some of the stuff going on there, and say, hey, let's set up an appointment for a personalized tour of the Historical Society.
And if
while
you're
we're there.
local and have not been to the museum, we're going to forgive you, but shame on you. And you've got to call.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that could start a whole thing on the rest of the weekend, too, because if you're like, all right, now what do we want to do? Well, guess what? Historical Society has a bunch of great stuff that's fun, kind of off the beaten path to the touristy stuff. Some of our local history and things to go see, some of our, even like the hidden stuff, the things like go to the statue, Pioneer Plaza, and look around for some hidden stuff. Some of the World War II era German POW history that's incorporated here. There's a lot of remnants of that around town that people don't realize unless someone shows them or tells them about it. And guess what? Historical Society does that kind of stuff. Shows you and tells you about that.
And thank you for mentioning about the UFO and all that. We will, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to announce it. I'm really excited about it. Jason and I were just talking about it. The Historical Society will be open on July 1st through the 4th from 1 to 4.
Nice.
We'll have amazing volunteers, and we're part of the passport program. Thank you.
So you can come by and visit.
To Marie and all of them that are getting us involved. We really appreciate it. But we will embrace all the wonderful festivities.
So if you want some of the sweet Main Street swag, you've got to get in onto the Historical Society side, because if we're part of the passport program, that means if you go and participate, you get special stuff from Main Street and all that.
Yeah,
too.
that's right.
So,
I'm not gonna lie; it was kind of fun with our little treasure that they're gonna have to find.
Okay.
What's cool is it is we do appreciate donations, but it is a free activity that
that's
families
right.
can take part in.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you're short on funds, come on down. We're free. If you got plenty of funds, come on down. We're still free. But if you'd like to leave a donation
of course.
so we can continue to do this, that would be very
It's
awesome.
so true. And a friendly reminder, we've intentionally done that. I so appreciate our board and the support of the board. They know how I feel about it. We're asked many a times, why aren't you charging? That's crazy. Well, honestly, we feel it's crazy if we did charge because we want everybody to have the opportunity. And if you're able to become a member or throw a $100 bill or $50 bill to cover those individuals that maybe wouldn't afford to do it, or even if you want to put a $1 bill in the jar, we just want to celebrate history.
Well, and we're a different kind of attraction too. It's when you say charging people and things, and I get, museums charge all the time and all this, but I kind of think of that as like, okay, if you want an experience like a ride or something fun like that, which, I mean, absolutely, a museum trip for me and a lot of people like me, that's exactly what that is. But I almost look at museums as more like libraries, where it's
That's
a place
true.
of learning and a place of
right.
information.
Absolutely.
100%.
It just got an added bonus of cool things in front of you that you can see
Yes.
and smell and all that.
Yep.
But so I look at it in that vein, which
Right.
and to my opinion, libraries should never be, as
Right.
most aren't. That's a free thing that we all come and learn and grow together. So I feel, that's what
Yes.
I look at that when I look at things like the historical size. We need to contribute money because we want to support it so it keeps
Mm-hmm.
growing. But as far as access to its walls and what's inside of it, I think that should be free.
I
like
love
that.
us to be considered an upscale opportunity because we work hard to be intentional to really give you the best experience to celebrate history. But at the same time, to me, we're in the history business first. We're not in business.
Sure.
You know what I mean? We're in the history business.
But good news
and yes,
is
we are a nonprofit.
the history business is everybody's business because everything we do is history.
That's
And
right.
if you say it's not, we're going to argue that. Call in and we'll argue it, right?
You know what?
We're gonna
If here's argument number one: turn on the History Channel and just put on what's on that channel. At
Right.
sometimes they got a thing on World War II, but sometimes they've got the history of beans.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
You can learn a lot by studying history.
It's true. And we have a lot of fun. You can.
Yeah.
We can make it fun. We do.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, if you have not been out to the Historical Society either ever or in a long time, we'd like to invite you out Monday, Flag Day.
Right, Monday.
June
The
14th.
14th at 5:30.
Yeah. Now this has been a long time coming. We ain't gonna lie.
Yes.
Right.
This
we're not
was
gonna
a
lie.
vision thought of years ago.
But
Many,
it
many
turned
moons.
out very well, and we really are excited to showcase it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It's been I guess in its completed here. What
Right.
about end of April? I'm thinking somewhere there, May.
Somewhere in that range.
We kind of finished up, but we're doing our big dedication
Right.
on Flag Day, June 14th, which is kind of appropriate. It's a flag. It's a flagpole with our brick memorial dedication there.
Right.
If you haven't driven by or walked by and seen it, it's really beautiful. It's right out
It
front.
really is.
It's kind of it's right in the middle, really, between the house and the archive facility. It's kind of on the corner lot of the actual museum property, I guess you could
northeast
say
corner
there.
there on
Yeah,
the
northeast. Directions and me
Good job,
aren't.
good job,
yeah, I'm like left, right, but I don't know. Get to put a big L and R on my hands just to do these things, but.
right.
But yeah, we'll have the color guard there,
Yes.
and the mayor will read the proclamation. And
Yes.
Have some light refreshments. Of course, if you'd
Right.
like to
Great.
learn more about the Historical Society, do a
That's
little
true.
shopping perhaps. We're going to have, if you'd like to get some of our books from our local authors that they've been kind enough to allow
yeah,
us
there's
to be
some
there.
great books in there.
Yeah.
Wonderful
our
books.
Peter Herb prints, all of that.
John will be there.
Yeah.
John will be autographing books. Josiah Strange. By the way, Josiah Strange, hi, Josiah. I hope you're listening. He will be doing the pledge, and he will be giving tours.
Okay.
He's another just example of what the Historical Society is thrilled to be a part of, embracing youth every opportunity. He's been giving tours for a couple of years, and yes, he's not a teenager yet.
No.
So
He's a young man. That's very
that's
impressive.
amazing. Shout out and
I'm
loving
almost
memory.
scared to think what he's going to be like as an adult.
I can't wait.
I
Can't
mean,
wait to see.
I'm
Can't
scared
wait.
in a good way. You
I'm
know,
so,
I
I'm
say
so
that
excited.
kind of bad,
I'm so
but-
excited. That's awesome. In loving memory of David Gonzalez, Mary Gonzalez will be singing the national anthem.
Oh, nice.
And John Drewston will be giving the invocation, all of which have bricks. So that's intentional, and we're really excited.
Yeah.
So in celebration, hey, yes, Josiah has his own brick. I mean, if you're cool and giving tours before you're double digits, you get your own brick.
Well, I hope everyone that got a brick comes out and looks for their
Yes.
bricks if they haven't done so
Oh,
already.
and yes,
keep
thank
doing
you
that.
for mentioning that. Elaine Mayfield will be there. She has worked very, very hard to have it by number, and we've got it all
organized,
You
so you
better
can even
believe
kinda
it.
have a little aid finding
She'll
your
be
brick.
saying
Great
your
job.
number is 219 or whatever, and she's worked hard. Thank you, Elaine.
Okay. But you don't have to use that. If you want to go my mindset and be like, hey, let's just look and
Yeah.
like a scavenger hunt and have fun
I
with
can't
it. Go
tell you
ahead.
how many times I've worked late, and David has experienced that too.
Yeah.
That, they'll have their lights shined late at night, and they're trying to find their brick, and they'll put the
That's
lights
so cool.
on.
That's half the
I
fun.
think that's awesome.
But that gets you to pay attention to all of them, and you're like, oh,
Right.
I didn't know about that, or so. And even if you didn't have a brick, I hope everyone that comes out and participates spend a few minutes just kind of looking and reading over the bricks. It in and of itself is a history of
Yeah, there's
Roswell.
some really neat history in there.
It
Just,
really is.
that.
And so many times when people don't have a brick, and they'll go, "Aw, I love to hear that." Aw. They'll make some fun historical
Well,
connections.
if there's enough of you, maybe we'll have to make the wall taller.
Oh boy.
Won't be. I'll think about it.
Hey, maybe we'll pave the parking lot with more bricks.
There we go.
Oh my goodness! Y'all are making me sweat already. No, we're really excited.
Absolutely.
And it is time to celebrate.
Yeah,
and I
definitely.
think it's so
great photo op too.
poignant. Yes.
And it's starting to get really pretty with the, I know it's getting hot and all that,
Yes.
but with the grass is greening up and everything,
Yes.
it's
Yeah, we're
just the
constantly
property
doing
itself. Yeah.
renovations and working on the property,
We
making
are.
it
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, and that's we joke about the money and the donations and things like that, but really almost every penny that comes in goes for one or two things: education programs,
Right.
or to fix that
true.
building and
That's
to
true.
maintenance on that property.
That's true. And we have had a hard year. If you're listening, please consider making a donation. We have, and how many times did Jason and I talk about this? We have the wants and we have the needs. I can't tell you how much it would be a blessing for somebody to send a check and say, how about you just get some of those wants out there? Just a little spruce up. That's awesome. And don't get me wrong, we take things seriously. And
Sure.
we have some major projects
Absolutely.
that we have to work on that, yes, they do come first. So if you're wondering, why isn't that grass a little bit greener? Why are there some spots? That it's not perfect.
Sure.
And we are working. We're taking care of the needs first.
Absolutely. Well, I mean,
And we can't wait to get to the
it's an old building, and at some point
Yes.
the foundation says I'm old and I need something to do.
Yes.
Then the roof says things is
Yes.
old and I do, and let's face it, it's a house being that old. We get through one renovation, it's almost
It's
like starting
true.
a circle back over to
It
the
is
other side,
true.
and,
And
it's
it's not small, and we want to do it right.
Sure.
So,
Yes.
we don't want to just
like it.
slap it together.
Well, it's important to preserve this, and
That's
that's
right.
why we do this. Now, if you're doing a financial investment, maybe not investing in historical homes, that's probably not the smartest financial way to go. But as far as preserving, so that's where we, when we talk about donations and help, that's every penny. We have one paid staff person. That's it.
That's it.
Everything else is all volunteers and everything else.
Good point.
And so that money gets used directly for maintenance of the house, or your fourth grade tours, your programs, or just the day-to-day operation, which is, as Amy says every time, she's constantly turn off lights and all this other stuff there. So I mean, even and if you like to even donate like paper towels and office
we
supplies
really need
and
that.
things like that,
That would be great.
that's a great way too. If you're like, hey, I'm strapped for cash, but guess what? I go to
Sam's or
and
whatever.
I buy them 50 packs of toilet paper.
There
I'll
you
bring
go.
you some.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah, all of that
Yes.
helps.
Printer
All of that
paper,
too.
you need.
Yes, all those, absolutely.
And of course, if you want to learn more about everything the Historical Society does, come out Monday. We'll have
Yes.
folks out there. Unfortunately, won't be there, but a lot of our folks will be out there, and you can talk to them if you want to volunteer, be a docent.
Love
if you
it.
want to,
That's
hey, if you love, if you got a hankering for organizing and things,
goodness.
the archives facility would love to have you. The archives committee they're always looking for volunteers to help go through. And that's kind of if you love all those Josh Gates and history's mystery type shows,
Right.
You
That's
kind
true.
of, this is kind of a dabble a toe in that because you're going through and organizing and cataloging, and it's not sexy, like the TV show, but
There's some really
but
neat
you really
stuff.
find some
It
cool
really
stuff
is.
from
Yeah,
time to
there's some
time
cool-
in there. Yeah,
Golden hidden treasures. And if you need a place, if you need to have an event, we can. Our archive
Yeah.
facility is available. We'll
Yeah.
set it up. We'll take care of it.
you can do
Call me.
about 75 or so, I think.
Well,
a group
or a
of?
theater. We can do theater style more.
Okay.
But nice and comfortable seating depending on the setup. But the cool thing is you really don't have to set up. We'll even get that taken care of for
Absolutely.
you. So you literally could have that event, walk in, have the event, and literally walk out.
Absolutely,
What's
yeah.
cool is that we used that venue for our reveal party when my wife was pregnant,
Ah,
and my daughter's birthday's 8. It's Friday. She'll be 8.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
there's still pink stuff all over the wall. I'm just kidding.
That's what that was. See, we keep finding it. I wonder where that was from. See, that was
Pink
Jason.
glitter.
He
I've been
got the
picking it up
link.
for 8 years.
it was a great venue, and we really
Awesome,
enjoyed
it.
it.
Is.
So,
And it's amazing to me. People come for the event and they leave wanting a little bit more after they're looking at pictures
That's
and
right.
stuff, right? They do.
It is, yeah,
They
it's-
really don't think that, but it's really cool. And it is historical. Someday Jason can tell that story to his daughter. And it's a little bit more than just an event.
Absolutely.
It's part of something so much
It really,
bigger.
it really is. And that's just come out and see it. Come out Monday. If you can't wait, give us a call. We'll set up a tour between now and then.
her
and-
favorite, when we went through the tour the other day, her favorite thing was the dollhouse on the second floor.
Oh, yeah.
see,
Oh, man.
That's a lot of kids love the.
for sure. for sure.
Yeah, that the first time I went through, the one thing that always it's the technology of the day that gets me every time. And the hair curler blow dryer thing
Looks like a
my
what do you
God.
call
looks
it?
like some kind of medieval torture device.
Torture.
Yeah.
As that one fourth grader, I think his name was Jose.
Yeah.
The torture chamber.
Every
said, did they put you in
Looks
the corner?
like a time travel
It does.
thing.
But I think it's the perfect, like, what, because he's like, what women won't sacrifice for
That's
beauty. I'm
true.
like, this
That
is
is
history. And
true.
right, if
That
you're
is
willing to sit
true.
in that
We've
thing
come
for
a
beauty.
long way, baby.
And then how tiny those dresses were.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, and
Yeah.
the shoes.
Yeah.
See, that is a fun room. And again, it's amazing. And even with the men's fashion
Mm-hmm.
and stuff too. We do, there's so much to do. So
Yeah.
even if you've been out, come out again. We do have fun.
Yeah,
I'm
I
totally
really do.
saying.
I think, and to be honest, I think you bring the kids out and you show them
Yep.
some of this stuff. I think it lights that fire, and when you get home, if you kind of kindle that a little bit,
Right.
I think you can say, all right, let's hey, well, you remember that weird thing we saw at the museum? Let's get on the internet and do some more thinking and watch some videos
Yes.
about it or something.
There's so much around us that we take
Get
for
involved.
granted.
Mm-hmm.
Drive around the historic district. You don't have to get out of the museum. Drive around the historical district.
Yeah.
There's so much to do, and we've kind of been in that Debbie Downer mode. I hate to bring that up.
You sure?
Let's bring sunshine into the day. Let's look around.
That's
Let's
right.
see how blessed we are in this amazing little tiny golden treasure of a community and all we've got. Or take a trip to drive to Bottomless Lakes or go to Bitter Lakes or do all
Absolutely.
these treasures that we've got around
Yeah,
here.
yeah, good.
And it is never just about us. Let's be clear. The Historical Society works hard.
Yeah.
But it's never about us. It's about this amazing community and all the history.
I'd come and love to see everything we have in Roswell, but it's going to be 105 this weekend. Sounds like a good weekend to go to Lincoln, if I've ever heard.
That's true. And we're headed up there, and we were looking at in the 90s up there with that elevation. And we're thinking, oh my goodness. So if you want to stay at home, go to the website at rosalindmhistory.org or go onto YouTube. You can celebrate history right from your house and watch our video.
There you
That's
go.
a good
That's a cool
challenge.
video.
Absolutely.
If you do not want to leave that house,
Yeah.
watch it. Put in Historical Society for Southeast Mexico. Donovan Fulkerson, Reliquid Media, did an amazing job with the video, and you
Yeah.
can celebrate history right in the comfort of your own air-conditioned home.
Exactly. Hey, do it as prep work for Monday.
There you go.
You can learn all
Hey,
about it when you
See?
come
Good
Monday.
idea.
See, that's
to the
a challenge.
to the brick dedication. and
challenge,
We'll
Mike.
have a
Appreciate
deal
it a
here.
bit
So.
more.
There you go. See?
Absolutely. RoswellNMhistory.org is the website. There you will find all the information about the Historical Society. If you'd like to do a little shopping, Father's Day is not that
That's
far away.
right.
We're a couple weeks away from that. You can get some great, like all of our books from our local authors, the Peter Hurd prints. If you want to build your own little book gift basket or something, great there. And we can get them autographed from many of those local authors.
If you're listening now, I know John LeMay's going to be on the property in the next couple of days, so call now, and we could get that autographed book ready for
I
you.
almost
Absolutely.
never leave there without buying a book.
That's true. I need this. It's true.
It's
And
by
all-
design. They put them there just to. All right, here comes Jason. Lay the books out.
He'll buy it.
The new ones out there. That's true. You cannot leave the Historical Society empty-handed. That's
Yeah.
in honor of my grandmother. So we'll either give you something or you can purchase something.
Yeah.
You can't leave empty-handed.
Just don't take anything out the museum.
That's
yeah.
That's
Leave
right.
that there.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
But please, if you have any questions about Monday or anything we talked about here, or if you would like to be a volunteer or learn more, or
Membership.
or sign up for a private tour here, or any of these things, or rent the archives
That'd be
facility for your events and things, please, you can call 575-622-8333. If you don't get Amy, leave a message. She will get back to you. You can email Amy direct, historydirector@outlook.com. Pop by for a visit.
Sure.
That could be hit or miss depending on the time of day you pop by. But and of course the RoswellNMhistory.org website. We also have our Facebook page as well.
Yeah, please follow us.
You
and
can follow and
celebrate our
like on that
amazing
too.
scholarship recipients. High five to each and
I
every
saw
one
some
of
of the
you.
pics you just put up yesterday.
Yes,
some
they're
of the
representing.
some
Good
of our
job to each
grads
and every one of them.
Yeah, I'm
so
excited to. They're all geniuses.
Some are staying local, and some they are. They're all amazing.
That's the one thing
And
about the scholarship
congratulations
thing
to all.
is every year that happens, I feel dumb and dumber every year. I'm like, yeah, yep.
That's true.
Because I used to think I'm pretty smart. Now I'm like, nope,
They're stepping it up.
not at all.
In the same way.
Yeah. Did we miss anything? Did we get it all?
I'm sure if we did, somebody will call and remind us. And thank you for the reminder, and we'll mention it next time.
There we
See,
go.
we're better together.
Absolutely. Well, perfect. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Come on out, everybody. We got a lot of great stuff happening here, and we'd love to have you.
And I know you're not making it to the thing on Monday, but if you have a paper cutout, I'll be glad to set it up.
Oh, there we go. You can put it there.
You'll be there.
Oh, see?
You can put it through
Gary,
a
I
bunch
know
of
you're
series
listening.
of things.
I know your buddy in California's listening. Gary might get a kick out of that. Come on, Gary, let's support a really unique cutout of
There you
Mike
go.
Winters. Maybe we get the cutout with you in the fishnets. Oh, no. Oh, no. What
Who says it's not one that exists already? Yeah, I'm just kidding. I can safely say I don't think that happened. But you
thanks
know
for
what?
having us.
Thank you,
I'm
Mark.
willing to do that. I've had more people talk about my legs in the last year. I don't know what
That's a compliment, right?
I know. Every time I put on shorts, and it's usually because I don't have hairy legs, just by
Default.
yeah. And they ask me, like, do you shave? Do you? And, you know, and not to brag, but I got a little muscle tone on my leg, you know. So
Mike, now
People
when you
like my
enter
legs.
a room, just lead in with the leg.
that's right. I'm just gonna stick a leg in the room and ladies, drink it in.
Just enter with the leg. Oh, that's awesome.
Mike Winters is here.
Yes, there you go.
Oh man. Hey, we need a Mike Winters leg lamp.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Put it right in the front
Oh,
window.
no.
We do want to attract people. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Happy day.
We'll see you next time. It is 7:50.